First of all, thank you for staying with us till 6 o'clock. So we are a bit late, but not that late at the end of the day. I hope you enjoyed. And first of all, warm greetings also from the head of unit of our unit, Luis Velasco, who is following us from remotely. So I will not draw any definitive conclusions, of course, on today's IPEN exchanges, but I will rather shortly try and recall a very brave endeavor, I would say, what has been proposed and discussed by our distinguished speakers. So I hope that I have interpreted you correctly. I have to say that it has been an intense and insightful afternoon. So today's topic goes to the very core of what differentiates a human being from a computer, and what we can expect as to the capability of a human being to effectively control the behavior of an AI system, hopefully contribute to the decision-making process what an AI system is not able to contribute. Our topic touches upon the very aim of any technology, which is to serve the humankind, and how to correctly use that technology to reach this aim. Today, our aim was, as you have seen, not to exhaust any considerations, but rather to frame the subject, to identify challenges and pathways for possible solutions. So this is the more important where regulations exist that leverage, under certain circumstances, the right to obtain human intervention when taking automated decisions based on personal data, or the obligation for human oversight in high-risk AI systems. And this is the more necessary if these provisions have not been sufficiently interpreted, or in the case of the AI Act, not yet interpreted, at least as to the nature and, of course, the concrete implementation of the human intervention and or oversight. So the EDPS Wojciech Wiewiorowski has addressed the paramount importance of the human component whenever a process is, even if partially supported by automated systems, in particular if AI-driven. Professor Stefan Lindskog warmly welcomed all of us, of course, reminded 20th anniversary of Karlstadt University. Professor Green spoke about the high expectations from human oversight, how it can play in practice based on studies, and about the large gap between expectations and reality. He has then proposed 4 directions to improve, as possible, the outcome of an human oversight. Professor Wagner and Professor Grammer have outlined the role and possible interpretation of human oversight in GDPR and the AI Act. Professor Grammer underlined the importance of law provisions and how they are able to create a reality, independently from the technological possibilities. They create standards all actors operating in the EU market have to comply with. Professor Wagner underlined the weaknesses of the law in distinguishing between automated and non-automated systems, and proposed a presumption of automation for all systems, which would set a high level of protection. Sarah Sterz and Leila Metmani introduced us to challenges to an effective human oversight. Sarah has shed light on factors influencing the effectiveness of human oversight by providing a high-level framework to tackle the challenge in an interdisciplinary perspective. Leila has highlighted the weaknesses of having a human in the loop, sometimes even embedded in the AI methodology, such as reinforcement learning, for example, without a meaningful and effective human-machine interaction, and without a multidisciplinary approach. Also, for example, when engineering explainability. She outlined some direction for a meaningful human control in balance between humans and the machine. Last but not the least, Professor Fischer-Hübner, Professor Otterbach, and Dr. Locks discussed on what should be done to create the conditions and lay the foundations for a meaningful integration of the human factor in AI-driven decision-making. Professor Fischer-Hübner outlined the difference between human and machine capabilities and the importance of critical human judgment. She also explained how to tackle the transparency challenges of the GDPR. Usable explanations should be given to enhance data subjects' understanding of the way their data are processed, including in automated decisions. Professor Otterbach outlined her research work on identifying social stereotypes, a framework to advise AI system software developers on effective oversight, and the human factor, and also social technical vision to assess AI applications in context. Dr. Locks put the question of whether human oversight workers can meet the law's expectations for human oversight, and proposed methodologically institutionalizing distrust in human oversight abilities as a point of departure and carefully learning from previous oversight experience. So today's exchanges reinforce our view that tackling the role of the human component in systems supported by AI decision-making is crucial in designing a human-centric AI. The topic should be elaborated upon in a comprehensive and responsible manner by whomever has the task to regulate AI and by all stakeholders involved in the planning, design, development, and deployment of any process supported by AI systems. Even more, if these systems have a significant impact on our life, our rights, freedoms, values, and on our society as a whole. This is why, as EDPS, we will follow up and consider possible further work on it. So, to conclude, today's event was possible due to the coordinated work of many. Our very warm thanks to all our great speakers, as well as moderators, for their participation and involvement. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll be happy to continue the liaison established on these themes. We thank so much Karlstad University, and in particular the Department of Computer Science, for the fantastic and valuable support in hosting IPEN 2024. As the frontman for Karlstad University, our heartfelt thanks go to Dr. Meiko Jensen for his coordination. A big thank goes to ENISA as well, the European Network and Security Agency, which collaborates with the EDPS on a regular basis in making so that cybersecurity and privacy go along and reinforce each other. Our appreciation for supporting IPEN as a good companion of the annual Privacy Forum, where I hope you all will be able to participate in person or remotely. A specific thank you goes to another frontman, ENISA, Dr. Prokopios Dorkaris, and to Dr. Evangelos Souzounis, the head of unit of the Policy and Development Unit, Development Implementation Unit. And many thanks to all those colleagues who have organized the IPEN event, ranging from the Information Communication Unit to the Privacy and Technology one. I name only two, but I could name a lot of them. So a special thank go to Vitor Bernardo, our IPEN project manager, who is, where is Vitor? I don't see it. And to Xavier Lareo, head of the Technology Monitoring and Foresight sector. And now it's time to greet everybody. And for those IPEN and APF participants that made it to Karlstad, we have a small welcome reception exactly that awaits you right now downstairs where we have the coffee. And have a good evening all. And if you wish, stay tuned.